without making a definite decision, your life is not going to change. So, welcome, and I want to introduce you to the Confident Alchemist podcast. I started this podcast for strong, bold women who are done playing small and is ready to take that brave leap to go from corporate into entrepreneurship. So let me introduce myself first. So I am Debbie, and I used to be in corporate, but I chose myself, and for the last 5 years, I am an entrepreneur. So what can you expect from the Confident Alchemist podcast? We are going to talk real stories. We're going to interview bold women. We're going to do some confidence coaching, mindset tools, and practical business tools to actually help you on your journey. So let's start at the beginning. My journey. So my journey started in corporate many years ago. So I've got my degree in psychology, then I worked in marketing. I totally loved marketing. It's so nice to put a product out there and people buy it. From there I went into pharmaceutical marketing. But due to unfortunate car accident, I had to resign. Once again, it showed you that corporate doesn't care about your health. So I had to choose either work or my health, and I chose my health. But for me, then I actually got the opportunity to invest in a franchise. So for a lot of you would know a place called the Sandwich Baron. So yes, at the age of 27, I actually bought the Sandwich Baron. And for international listeners, it is something similar like a Subway. So I bought this. It was a rundown place, but with my marketing skills, I actually upped the revenue and it became a very successful business. But during that time, I just felt there must be more to life than selling sandwiches. So I decided, while I was there, that I actually taught myself to become a graphic designer. And luckily for me, I had a natural app and a natural creativity to actually do designs. I actually got the opportunity, I sold my shop and I got the opportunity to work for a big corporate company, being their marketing assistant and graphic designer. So till today, you will see a lot of my packaging still in the stores, something I'm very proud of. But unfortunately, in 2007, recession hit South Africa and 300 of us actually got laid off. That was a huge turning point in my life. Within 3 months, I lost everything. I lost my house, I lost my car, and I literally had to move back to my mother. So for a full year, I couldn't find a job. I put my CV out there, I went from interview to interview, but they said, unfortunately, I didn't have the papers to show marketing and to show graphic designing that they could employ me. It was really the most humbling time of my life. For a year, to live once again with my mother and to have no income at all. After having this huge life, sports car and everything. But that also taught me a lesson of humility, and you need to understand that you can lose everything in 1 second. During that time, I actually became a co-owner in a boutique, funny enough. Not that I have a lot of fashion sense, but I was a co-owner. And during that time, I actually met somebody who sold online newsletters. When I told him that I have to sell the boutique, because unfortunately you have to choose your business partners correctly, he actually offered me a job in selling online newsletters. I really thought God had a sense of humor, because sales, I literally had no confidence. I was always behind the other side of the desk, people coming to me, and now I have to do cold calling. I am sure this is one of the most horrific jobs out there, is freaking cold calling. I know. So back then I still had a very big wound of rejection, and every time I pick up that phone and somebody would put it down in my ear, or the bulldog receptionist to stop me from getting to the marketing manager, I felt that rejection over and over and over. And I remember driving home at night, 5 o'clock, all the way back to my mother's place and crying, because I felt so despondent and thought, how did my life end up here? But one thing about me is that I never give up. I never say no. So I kept on going and I kept on going, and I learned a script, and sad to say I learned how to lie to get through to the market manager, but it worked. So I finally actually became a very good rep in that business. From there, I got the opportunity to start working for a very, very small printing company, 5 people. and they offered me a job as being their sales rep. So that's when I started getting into sales much more. And this is a step where my confidence started growing. Long story short is from there I went into the big corporate business where I was the last 6 years of my life. But like I said, corporate don't always have your back. And I know a lot of you can actually resonate with this. So during COVID, we all know, we had to get a cut in salary. And that was fine. But after that 3 months, they came to us and said, you know what? For the next 6 months, we're also going to cut your salary. And I said, I literally can't do that. I am going to lose everything once again. And I still remember that day we were on a sales call and the MD told me when we had this conversation with, me and the other main rep, we were two top reps that actually brought in 80% of the business. And he told us, you need to do what you need to do. That weekend, I just decided, you know what? Once again, I have to choose myself because nobody's going to come out and save me. I have to save myself. So this is exactly what I did. During COVID, 1st of June, I resigned. And I took the brave leap and said, I'm choosing myself. But guys, I had no backup plan. I didn't fall into something new. So the fear was real. In the beginning, the fear was so bad that I actually decided, maybe I should go for interviews. Because already in 2019, I decided that I want to become a life coach. And I already did my courses. But I didn't have the confidence yet to step out to be a life coach. So after I resigned, I was still so much in fear that I said, just let me see a backup plan. Let me go for interviews and see, if my life coaching doesn't work out, that I have something to fall back on. So I went for interviews and I got 2 job offers. But still something inside me told me, Debs, if you're not going to do it now, you are never going to do it. And although I had these job offers, I still chose to rather work for myself, become an entrepreneur, and help other people because I have a story to tell. So this is my journey, how I became this life coach I am today. And it's already been 5 years and I will never go back to corporate. Yes, I had a lot of sleepless nights and yes, sometimes, I think for being an entrepreneur, month end is not always the nicest. Yes, you do have bills to pay and you would know, with coaching, you only get paid when you do have clients. But I've learned this and I also learned how to work through these fears. I've attended a lot of classes, I do a lot of courses. And this is now what I actually developed in my own course. Because I understood that you don't just need mindset to start your business. It's very important because from being a corporate where we're stuck in the safety of your paycheck to now going to in a life where income is not secured. But the freedom, guys, that is mainly why I did it. Because I don't want corporate to tell me once again when I can take leave. It's always the hardest when your mother needs to go to the doctor and you have to put in a half day's leave just to take your mother to the doctor. And I decided, I want that freedom. I want to go whenever I want to go. I want to do whatever I want to do. But it also takes hard work. Don't fool yourself that I have this amazing life of just coming and going. Being an entrepreneur is hard work. Sometimes I get up so early because there's so much to do. And I work through weekends, I work through holidays. But at the end of the day, I know I do it for myself. So one thing I need to tell you is that you will never feel 100% ready to take this leap. You can't let fear or guilt stop you. A lot of you actually have guilt because you say, maybe my mother paid for my course, or maybe we moved the whole family for me to have this job. You can't allow that fear or guilt stop you if you know that you have the calling. The only way to start this is you have to make a definite decision. This is one thing I've learned through many of my coaches is without making a definite decision, your life is not going to change. So it's also not making a decision, but also deciding the outcome of the decision. If you're going to decide that maybe if I take this course, it's not going to work, well, that is going to be your outcome. So I always say, choose your outcome as well. Decide when I leave my corporate, when I'm ready, I am going to have a successful business. make that decision. And you never know, you just might inspire others. When you take the brave leap, it's not just going to be for yourself, but it's going to be for your family. You're going to start showing up differently. You're going to be much more relaxed. You're not going to have those health problems that the stress of corporate actually causes. So take that brave leap, and remember, you don't have to do it alone. So if this episode inspired you and you are thinking about starting your own business, or you already decided but you just don't know how to start, I would like to invite you to join my community. It's called the Confident Alchemist Community. It's a free community that I started where bold, strong women come together and they give each other the support. In there you will find some free classes, you will find some free resources. So please sign up. You will see the link in the podcast. So if this episode inspired you, please show up every week where we're going to start introducing more guests who can tell their brave, bold stories of how they went from corporate into entrepreneurship. So in the next episode, we're going to continue with bold stories, truth, and transformation. See you in the next episode.